What is up, everybody? Today is Friday, March 14th. I actually only took one trade today, and it was this trade right here. I'm going to go over what I was looking for. I actually missed these two great trades, and I'm going to review why they were great trades to begin with. So starting out on the 4-hour time frame, we have been selling off for a while, right? And I figured we were going to try to come down to this level of liquidity right here, if not this one. But obviously price had other plans. We did have red folder news today. So on the hourly chart, I was looking to see if we were going to end up getting a close above this 1 hour inversion, because for the most part, we didn't have any fair value gaps here heading on down. We did have this 1 hour that was created at the open for the Asian session last night. And we did tap into that 1 hour imbalance and started to just move higher. And overall, the price action was very bullish today, heading on higher. So the targets that I had placed for today's price action was the 632.75, this level right here of 693, then this one right here as 727.75. I thought maybe we'd come to this level right up here, but unfortunately we did not, and that's okay. There were some good setups regardless to be able to capitalize on the move on up. So like I said, we had red folder news at 10 o'clock. So I actually waited for price to develop after that. And as you can see, 10 o'clock hits and we get this massive push on down. We actually wick below this level right here. And then I figured that was going to end up becoming a liquidity grab, especially because, the price action was bullish and it ended up retracing. And I figured this would be a good retracement to then continue higher if it really did want to go higher. And as you can see, price moves on up, starts to reject off of that, but never comes back to that swing low, and it starts to create a bullish climb higher. So I did not take anything right here at the open, especially at the 950 macro. So because of the fact that we had red folder news, I waited for after the fact. So at the 1050 to 1110 macro, let me turn on the indicator here just to highlight that for you guys. I wanted to see what price was going to end up doing. We actually had a 5-minute imbalance that was created right here. That price did close above, so I was bullish coming into this macro, and I wanted to hit a new high of day. Now the trade that I wanted was this one right here, where we do retrace back down into this 1-minute imbalance once again during the macro, and then we push above this 1-minute bearish imbalance that we create. And then as soon as that closes above, you market order in, put your stop below the swing low, and target the new high of day as the area of liquidity. I was going to move my stops to break even here, and unfortunately I had stepped away from my computer and I didn't catch this trade. So it's okay. There's always another setup that will happen, but regardless, this hit a nice 2.5 risk to reward, hitting the high of day, then the 632 level that I wanted originally that we failed to catch on this move on up in the morning and then dump. So now at this point, we are very bullish. There's no reason for us to think that we would continue going down lower. And so the next setup that I wanted, and unfortunately I got a little busy, was in Q3. Okay, in Q3, I wanted to see if we were going to end up dropping lower, because Q2 was manipulation. We had accumulation in Q1. Q3 was the area that I wanted to see if we could find another setup to target that 693.75 level. And as you can see, price drops down and then into this hourly imbalance that got inverted. It got inverted at 11 o'clock. As you can see, the open was up here. So we dropped down into it. And then here is a 1-minute bearish imbalance. Let's mark that out so you guys can see that. Right there, we got a 1-minute bearish imbalance. As soon as that gets invalidated right there, you can see that price shoots right on up for a nice 1 to 1.9 risk to reward. Another reason why I really liked this trade was because at 11 o'clock when price opened up, we did not have a lower wick. So usually the candle will come back and put in that lower wick, and that was this retracement into that 1-minute imbalance there that held us up to continue going higher. This one I also missed, which was super unfortunate. Now here at the 1150 to 1210 macro, let's turn off the quarterly cycles and look at this. Here at this New York lunch macro, I was looking for a continuation on higher. So I had marked out this 1 minute right here. I was actually going to take an invalidation of that to continue moving on higher to that 727.75, and then potentially up to this up here and here. So as you can see, price moves on higher, rejects off of that, and then I marked out this 1 minute imbalance right here, and as soon as price closed below that, the reason why I ended up taking that was because one, we had moved on so high and we needed to actually retrace. We tapped into an area of liquidity at that 693.75. So in a sense, this was kind of the 2022 model. As you can see, it creates a 1 minute bearish imbalance. Could have gotten your entry in right there if you like to play the 2022 model, but I do not. So I waited for the 1 minute imbalance to get invalidated. We see that we also had the respect of this bearish imbalance as well as this one. So overall bearish order flow, we know that on the higher time frame, we had to retrace. I was figuring we were going to come down to this 15-minute imbalance right there, which we obviously did not get to. But regardless, here was my entry. I actually took the majority of my position off here at this low, although the RR was not great. I've had a great week so far. It was a Friday. I missed 2 of my great setups that I usually look for, so this was kind of a counter trend trade, which I don't usually like, but I wanted to get in a trade day for my funded account. And so here, obviously, that I got the majority off there, and I put the rest to break even. The position itself went at least a 1 to 1.8, so if I was targeting a 1 to 1.5, I could have gotten out as well there. But regardless, good trade. It was a good retracement to then continue moving on higher, and it ended up putting in a new high of day. And then for the rest of the day, we kind of just consolidated in this area. We did end up hitting that 727. There were really no good setups at this point just because we were just bouncing around in this area. We didn't retrace enough for me to think that we would move higher, but it is what it is. I mean, these 3 setups here were pretty good. We had that one, the second one in the quarter 3, and then here was the lunch macro that I ended up taking. So hopefully you guys ended up green this week. It was a great week, and last week too for price action. My students have been killing it. I'm very proud of them, and I'm looking forward to next week as well. So take care, guys. Have a great weekend, and let's kill it next week. Peace.